All right, this is my favorite book I want to talk about. Overnight Code, The Life of this is your mother. The Life of Raye Montague, the woman who revolutionized naval engineering. And this book was featured on Good Morning America and received the 2022 Georgia Author of the Year Award for a biography. This book is good. It's got national recognition. Tell us about it.
You know, I appreciate you asking about the book, and you know, my co-author, Paige Bowers, hey Paige, and she's at pagebowers.com, this book came out of a love for service to others. And so my mother really, you know, had been raised in the, as she called it, the child of the Deep South. She had my grandmother, who was from Pine Bluff, Noble Lake area, you know, told my mother growing up that she had 3 strikes against her. You know, she was, you know, African American. She was a girl at the time, you know, became a woman, girl, and from the segregated South. And so, and there were a lot of stereotypes about what a Southern education and just coming from the South meant to people who were outside the South, you know. And so that she should recognize that and understand that that doesn't have to limit her, and that she would need to prepare herself. So my mother grew up around a lot of strong women, and was very adventurous. And when she was, and the book kind of came out of her talking about her experience as a child, and you know, wanting to become a naval engineer or an engineer of any type, and then, you know, of course, that not being something that girls and women were not encouraged to do,
and usually don't want to do.
Well, you know, at that time, you know, girls had to take home economics.
Well, and I did love
school,
that.
You know, and she wanted to take shop, and so my grandmother, you know, fought the school system. You know, on that one.
Did she get to take shop?
You know, she ended up getting to take, and she ended up being able to test out of home economics, and so. I think that was a lesson, one of the many lessons, as an example, from my mother, to say, you don't ever have to take the first answer. And if you have a goal in mind, you might have to take a different path, but you still might be able to get there. But you got to put the work in, right? And you got to have the acumen to be able to do a good job at what it is. So the book really came about because she, you know, she was on Good Morning America after being recognized at Arkansas's Hidden Figure.
Who was your mother?
Yeah, in 2017. And so we all went up there, and Janelle Monáe from the movie Hidden Figures was there, and you know, Michael Strahan and Robert. Oh yeah, and of course my mom was trying to flirt with Michael Strahan and all that kind of stuff.
Good
yeah, it's
girl.
like you're a child. And my wife and my now college student was with us, and they actually. Good Morning America sent a limo down here to Arkansas because my mother couldn't fly at the time, and drove us up there.
No way.
But the reason I bring it up is because after that Good Morning America debut, we got a call from a literary agent in New York. And so she called and said, has your mom ever, I saw you on TV, has your mom ever thought about a book about her, you know, about her? And so I put my mom on the phone and said, hey, you know, are you interested? And my mother had been asked many times by people, you should do a book. But in my mother's mind, it was about her career. You know, she not only developed the first naval ship with a computer, she went on to get the first woman to be a female program. She was the first woman to be program manager of ships, which is like a CEO of a company. At one point, she was in charge of all computers, you know, for the Navy. She was the first woman on the Numerical Control Society Board of Directors. That's like the technology that builds your headset, your phone, your computer, stuff like that. She's like a grandmother of the computer age, if you think of it that way. You know, it's the difference between knowing how to operate your phone versus how to take it apart and put it together. And so because she didn't have access to the same academic program, because she never got a degree in computer science, right, or engineering, you know, at that time when she went to college, Arkansas Fayetteville was the only state college that had a engineering baccalaureate program, and they did not accept minorities. They've acknowledged that when they posthumously gave her the Silas Hunt Award in 2018. And so she studied business. And she taught herself.
So she went to college.
She did go to college. Oh, she did very well in college. And then when
Which
immediately
college
to the
did
Navy.
she go to?
Now it's called UAPB, but back then it was AM&N. So she went to the Navy, first in D.C., put herself through night school to take classes to learn the circuitry of computers. And so she taught herself, or was taught, the basics by watching. You know, she had a really good memory. People on the machinery, and just when people weren't watching, she was just getting in and doing it. So getting back to the book, she was not for doing a book, and she literally would laugh and tell people nobody would be interested in a book about my career. And that's when the literary agent said, no, Ray, you need to understand, people need to know your story to know that through your career you have inspired others. So that's how she started the book with Paige Bowers. And then when she went into hospice, one of the things I promised her was that I would finish the book. So we did.
She's gone.
She passed in 2018.
Oh.
And so we did get the book, and literally she is the week that we got the contract with the publishing company, that's when she passed. And so Paige and I became a really close team, and actually doing the book was really a way to help me with the grieving process too.
Very cathartic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so we worked very well in that vein, and we have done a ton of book talks virtually and in person around the country.
When's the movie?
You know, we did actually have a contract for movie rights at one point. That contract expired, so if anybody else out there wants to do a movie, you can let us know. We'll be happy to do that.
It will. It's going to happen.
Great story.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out the full interview on the right side of the screen. Want to see more of Kerry's interviews? Subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date with all of her latest shows. And as always, thank you for watching.